We are live. We've had some visitors today, some deer, 6 male deer, but they've all filtered out, kind of, but they were beautiful. I got some good video of them. I was kind of hoping to get the live show started before they left, but I failed. Fail. So good morning. I think we've got a very interesting... Hey, Heavy P.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've got a throwback video today.
Nick. Good morning.
Dabs for days. Good morning over there on the kick. Hello. Kicking it on the kick. That's what we're doing. All right, so I've got this window up in case we spy some deer out there. Nick, good morning.
Dabs 4 days. Just kicking ass on kick.
Kicking its ass. Yes. All right, so let's click OK on this video camera here and apply here and click OK there. I've got video here that we're going to watch together. This is an old video of me talking about Marianne Williamson, and we're going to be talking about Marianne Williamson today. And let me cut to the chase. This is not an endorsement for Marianne Williamson, and I will not be telling anybody to vote for Marianne Williamson, just so you know. So those of you who are like, oh God, he's going to endorse a candidate, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm completely not going to endorse a candidate, and I want you to know that. You're going to enjoy this show. I'm not going to be telling you to vote at all. So please, come enjoy this. I think you're going to like it. Share this around. Get some more people in here if you can. And let them know that we're going old school. We're going old school today because my mother is going to be leaving and going out to lunch soon and doing stuff. And I'm going to have the whole house for scream and yelling and processing and ranting and all the raving that I need to do. So that should be fun. It should be fun. It's going to be a fun show. But let's bring this one up. What kind of... Oh, 720. Oh, yeah, 720. We'll put that on 720. It defaults to the last window you clicked on, I believe, which is perfect, man. It's always the one I bring up that I want to show on screen. So there I am with long hair. Look at me. Look at that guy. Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
Unsettled scores.
Now I don't know how old this video is. I just know I'd already cut my beard off. So, but I hadn't been ripped off by Celsius yet. I was still talking about, oh, I've got my money sitting in Celsius and it's doing so good at the end of this video.
Shortly before your move, right?
Not short. I don't think it was shortly before. Yeah, maybe it was shortly before. I've got my timeline a little confused. I can't remember when I got screwed over by Celsius. I thought I was in California when the news came down. But I'm a little confused over the time here because I see that I shaved my beard completely off. But it couldn't have been that long ago, right?
That I must address.
Hello.
Hey, Steve.
You know, I gotta go balance humanity. You know, I gotta make some things right. If hell is real, you'll solidify your seat.
Yeah. Right, that's a good way to say it.
I'm definitely going to go to hell. I'm going to make sure of it. The last 2 months before I die, man, I'm going to make sure of it. Austin makes a good point. He's like, the people, yeah, Nate, go take all the bad people out, and then the people that will replace them will be just as bad. You make a really good point. But then, Austin, it's your job to come clean up after me. You know, we gotta have waves.
Waves of psychos.
Waves of traininess. They want to right some wrongs. Don't blame you, right? The government sucks my dick, Austin.
I'm gonna start talking about Marianne Williamson on this show.
I don't know who you are, Austin.
Soon.
You should come here more often.
I just wanted to hear the preface to it. See how I got there.
People to me. Just waiting for them to bump into me.
I got my grapes.
Oh, God.
Got my coffee.
Oh, I think that's why I moved out onto a mountaintop. You know, I really like sunrises and sunsets, and last night's sunset was amazing. Do you remember what I said? I think I may have said it on the show yesterday. I was like, oh, the sunset doesn't look like much or whatever, and I ended the show.
I'm going to fast forward it.
You know, how we're all connected in some kind of... Yes, Marianne has grown and has grown on me. Look, you know, if Marianne wants to stop...
So we're starting this at 23 minutes and 20 seconds into this video. It's like, the name of this video is called Why I Love Marianne Williamson, and Biden Should Be Very Scared of Her. That was the name of this video. This was back, I guess, when Marianne was announcing that she was going to run for president. So this was a long time ago. This announcement was over a year. This was two years ago, roughly.
Talking about...
This is the longest election cycle of all time.
You know, how we're all connected in some kind of... What is that? Quantum mysticism? Yeah, Marianne Williamson believes in quantum mysticism, guys. So
what's perfect about this conversation that we had over 2 years ago is I say all the things that people didn't realize about her until today, and now people are starting to realize more and more about this woman. We're going to go from this, we're going to transition into a story that's just come out about Marianne Williamson. I think some of you will find it interesting. I think all of you will actually find it interesting if you stay and listen. But some of you that are interested in elections and stuff, you're really going to find it interesting.
As far as a leader of the world believing in something that's not true, I would think that quantum, and Billy, correct me if I'm wrong, but quantum mysticism could be very well the least threatening thing that someone could believe that's going to become the leader of the free world. Correct me if I'm wrong, Billy, because I might be...
And then Billy Ballantyne does exactly what he always does. He fucking corrects me when I'm wrong. He's going to do it in the show, you'll see. He'll be like, yeah, quantum mysticism is pretty bad, bro.
Wrong. But it's better that than that she believes that Jesus Christ died for her and is her Lord and Savior, and that Jesus Christ died on the cross for her fucking sins. Right? Am I right about that, Billy? I just need a little bit of extra thinking power. Let me know, Billy. What do you think? You'd be stuck in coach. What do you think? You know, just doing this, bro, and I'm wondering if it makes sense or not. Quantum mysticism, and everybody can address this, okay? Everybody in the chat. If you have a president of the United States that believes that we're all connected,
all right, you guys have fun,
and we all have a giant collective of love that travels among all of us, and that person became president of the United States, would that necessarily be a bad, unhealthy thing? I mean, at least she doesn't believe that climate change is a Chinese hoax. Or she doesn't believe that Jesus Christ died for her on the cross. You know, or believe that she never raped anybody, or he never raped anybody. Hey, Anthony McKee, what's it going? How's it going?
What's it going?
Holly, not bad at all. Okay, it was just one person answered me. Okay. I was just kind of wondering what y'all thought. Anyone else want to jump in here?
I need some brain juice.
I'll ask one more time. Try to pay attention.
Try to pay attention.
Except for Holly.
Try to pay attention. Dave's getting pissed.
Holly's the only one who's answering.
Please, participate, folks.
Oh, Steve says see you tomorrow. QM, also known as quantum quackery, it wants to add mystical worldviews to quantum physics, basically making up lies to add to physics to support their needs. That's a good, see? I'm glad I asked you, Billy. Billy disagrees.
See that?
He thinks it's dangerous for someone who believes in quantum mysticism
to have a leadership
to become leader of the fucking free world, man. President of the United States of America. Well, in my personal opinion, I don't think she has a chance in hell. But there's a reason to support her if you want to support her.
There used to be a
It's
reason.
to pull Joe Biden back to the left.
That's true.
It's to get
It
Joe
still
Biden
applies.
to do things for the people.
That still applies.
You know, Medicare for all, forgiveness.
Thank you,
student
Dabs for
loan
days.
debt, getting us out of foreign wars, which he did start doing.
Oh, did I not do the
He
Rumble?
pulled us out of Afghanistan.
Dude,
That's
I forgot
good.
to set up my
We need to
Rumble.
keep
Oh
doing
my
that
God.
shit. You know, we need to stop funding fucking Saudi Arabia or stop selling them weapons. You know, we've got so many things.
Sorry
we need
about
to
the
do.
Rumble, guys. Oh my God.
And
I'm setting it up now.
Mariannes Williamson running against Joe Biden will force him to cater to the people that Mariannes Williamson will cater to, and that's the people.
That's
you
true.
guys understand that?
That's true. What I just said.
Anybody else
That's
besides
true.
Holly Horn, Steve Running, and Billy Valentine answer me
Holly
in the
Horn,
chat
hey.
right now. Anybody in the chat besides Holly, Steve, and Billy? Can anyone talk to me about this? Anyone? Can anyone say anything? Have any
I'm
comment
sorry
at all?
about the Rumble, everybody. Oh my goodness. I kind of screwed up on that.
A comment. You know, I'm watching Jackson Hinkle like, oh, you missed the question. Hey, Nick. What's up, buddy?
Oh, cheers, guys.
Debbie says she understands. I don't know enough about this to have an input, says Josh. We're the Borg. Lower your shields and prepare to be assimilated, not simulated, it's assimilated into the American dream, says Mark. Josh Vance says no. Yeah. Good. Okay. Nick, this is the question. Mariannes Williamson is running for president of the United States of America. She's going to try to primary Joe Biden. She's going to try to beat him in the primary so that she can run in the general election. You understand? That's what primary means. So when you hear somebody's trying to primary someone, they're trying to beat them in a primary election, which is the election before the general election. Okay. Now you guys all learned something. Nick, Mariannes Williamson
Eric Sierra.
is
What's up, man? Long time I haven't
someone
seen
who
you.
has
Stream
all
love
of
the cut,
our
man, and
best
cheers,
interests
big
at heart, according to her. Right? Now, remember, she's a politician.
Love
just
the
like
cut.
every other politician.
Thank you.
So I don't believe fucking word she or any of these
Thank
other
you, Eric.
motherfuckers ever say, because once they get into
Turn on
office,
your
they never do
notifications.
any
Join
of
us
this
on
shit.
YouTube.
They never make any sacrifice.
Arafat, where you been?
Anything that they said they were going to do. So why should I give her the benefit of the doubt, like Kyle Kalinski's doing? But I digress. He doesn't think she's going to win either.
Eric Sierra.
This is
You're
quantum
welcome.
mysticism. You need a crystal to prevent cancer, or you won't be covered under Medicare for treatment. Right, Billy. Right. Quantum mysticism. Billy's got it right. It's a psychosis. Quantum mysticism is a psychosis. We are not all interconnected. There is no vibration
Brody.
in a room
Hello,
or
man.
in a place.
Arafat Nakba.
You know,
Right on.
there's nothing
Heli
going
JJ,
on
been
between
watching, bro.
any of us, no matter what you believe. Yesterday, one of these local cult members was in my mail place where I go
Okay.
to get my mail, and the
So
whole,
this next anecdotal story has really not much to do with Marianne Williamson. She's talking about how crazy these quantum mysticism people are, that they join cults and they don't wash themselves, they don't clean themselves, and they think that's okay because they think they're being organic or they're being part of the earth or whatever. And I really don't. There's really not much else. I don't think at this point that I say about Marianne Williamson. Let me just. I talk about, how I'd like to take the dude out in the parking lot and do stuff.
oh yeah,
Eric Sierra.
Oh, my
You still
dad.
play music for with that guitar.
Dude, I forgot all about that thing. The Nectar Collector. I used to love the hits I got off that Nectar Collector. Oh my goodness. I used to love that Nectar Collector. It's still sitting out there in California. You still play music with that guitar. Where's all my Nectar Collectors? I never got them. None of them. I just realized that. Huh. You still play music. Yeah, I still play music. I do. With my guitars. Okay, I'm sad. I'm sad about my Nectar Collectors. Let me keep going here.
booyah.
See what else
She
gets
do
said.
it while you're on live. I'd love to hear what she says. She didn't open for a while.
Arafat Nakba. Yeah, that's true. You got that nice glass one too.
I know. I miss it. I hope it's
Eric Sierra.
coming back soon.
Typo with that guitar.
So we move on to the next, what I would say is the next portion of this segment that we're doing here. I put up an article. Let me just go to my channel here. You know, because none of you are on my Twitter, none of you liked the tweet, none of you hit retweet, none of you saw this, but it was there. So exclusive, here it is. If you guys would just follow me on Twitter and turn on your notifications, you guys would get this stuff. Exclusive, 7 ex-Mariannes Williamson staffers say stop supporting her. This is from Courage News. This is from August 3rd, and the girl's name is Jen Dyes from Courage News. Now, I don't know who Courage News is, and I don't know how reliable this information is. So I'm going to start this segment here.
Arafat Nakba. It's been forever since I was on the team. I probably got kids in Gaza by now. HAHA.
Here we go. Courage News is completely reader-supported and is a one-woman show. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. Great. So it's one person, and she's taking all the weight of the fact-checking upon herself. And we're just going to have to trust that this woman, she puts her face out there. She's got, she says she's an independent, unbought journalist. She uses the word unbought. And there's 47 comments. Jeremy Elwood. I think that was someone mentioned in the article. I am happy because this followed up my statements and I don't feel alone. Wow. Jeremy Elwood commented on this, and Jeremy Elwood is mentioned in the article. That's crazy. So this is pretty legit. Darren Harrison said her campaign isn't a book tour and she hired staff to handle ballot access. You need to recant your statement. Jeremy Elwood says, no, I don't. Good night. Going to bed. Have to work in the morning. Blessed be. So he's like, fuck you. I don't have to do shit you tell me to fucking do. Yes, you do. Not sure how you sleep at night. Jeremy answers, he says, white noise machine does wonders. I love this guy, Jeremy Elwood. He's totally fucking with this guy, and I love it. And the guy's like, more like white lies. So Jeremy Elwood got trolled, and then he answers. He says, hey, look, all I'm saying is that I'm glad I'm not alone in my experience. The fact that these others came out to say the same and more makes me know I'm not alone. Now, and I mean this sincerely, if you want to have a good faith discussion about it, I'm down for that. We can definitely make that happen. But I really do need to work in the morning, so I'm going to bed. But I will recant nothing. I said my piece in my post, and that's where it stays. I know you guys are all like out in the wilderness right now on this, because this is after the article. And you guys have no idea what this article entails. So I'm going to tell you. Okay? This is really interesting, though. Check this out. Exclusive. 7 ex-Mariannes Williamson staffers say stop supporting her. 7 people that went out of their way to support and work for her, no longer work for her, and are telling you, don't support her. And I saw that and I was like, is this some right-wing bullshit? You know, is this like the fucking something from Newsmax? You know, something kind of thing that, you know, or some far left-wing even very supportive of Biden would put out. You know? So I immediately took this with a grain of salt. And then I didn't even check the source until just now. And I was like, Courage News, never heard of them. Oh, turns out Courage News is Jen Dyes. It's her. One person doing all of this. She puts her name out there. She puts her information out there. And for anybody who wants to fact check her or whatever, there's a comment section underneath. And nobody's refuting anything that she said. And what she said is insane. So, let me pull this up on the right browser window. Okay. And is this a long article, man? It's so long. I don't know how many minute read it is, but it's maybe the longest article I've ever tried to tackle on the show, not including that Agenda 21 bullshit. That was epic. But this article is super long, and I didn't even read the whole thing. I did get to some of the witness testimony, some of the claims that people were making on here, and it's shocking when you see how Marianne Williamson presents herself, like she's this loving, really cool, hip soccer mom type of woman that, you know, believes in Medicare for all and all the things that Bernie Sanders stood for, and she just wants to do good, and she thinks the war, you know, I don't know about the war. Actually, I don't know where her stance is on the war, so I take that back. She might, I don't know if she wants to end the war in Ukraine or not, actually. But regardless, she comes off as trustworthy, as someone you could be friendly with and learn from, right? Someone who you might put into a leadership position because she seems fair and balanced, right? Till you look at the quantum mysticism thing, but we already covered that, right? Well, this goes way beyond that. This is just about human being stuff. This isn't about what's up in the ether. This is what's right here in real life. And what these people say is beyond shocking to me. And I think it will be beyond shocking to you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start the auto reader on it.
Courage News. Subscribe. Sign in. Discover more from Courage News. Exclusive. 7 ex-Marianne Williamson staffers say stop supporting her. Read the former staffer's letter alleging abuse, mismanagement, and concerns over campaign direction.
I like the ether, cheers, ha ha ha.
Jen Dyes. Courage News. August 3rd, 2023.
Jen Dyes is the author
18.
of this article.
49.
This is her own work.
Share. Share.
It's so weird how the computer doesn't
Marianne
know to skip that
Williamson
stuff.
may mean well, but a collective of former staff from her 2024 presidential campaign says they have a desperate responsibility to tell you to stop supporting the spiritual author's run for the nation's top spot. In an exclusive letter given to Courage News, 7 former staff members allege deception, sabotage, gaslighting, emotional abuse, erratic behavior, conditions leading to extreme staff turnover, and general dysfunction beyond what they have ever experienced in political campaigns or professional work.
Now I'm going to pause it right there and just say, did you hear all of those allegations? I'm going to read them through because when you hear a computer voice say something, it doesn't really hit. Listen to this. The 7 former staff members allege deception, right? So she's a fucking liar. Let's just call deception what it is. Okay, the 7 staff members call Marianne Williamson a fucking piece of shit liar, right? That's big. To them, to her team, right? Sabotage, gaslighting, emotional abuse, erratic behavior, conditions leading to extreme staff turnover, general dysfunction beyond what they have experienced on any other political campaign or in any other professional work that they've ever done, ever in their lives. These 7 people have experienced the worst working conditions of all of their experience put together. All 7 of these people. And they all left. It's disgusting, right? There's 7 people, man. I mean, Ron DeSantis fired half of his staff because they weren't doing their job to his satisfaction. Okay, whatever. Ron, you're a flawed candidate, man, and everyone can see that you're a fucking fascist. The word's out. And people like me have outed you for years. So now all of America knows that you're a fascist. Marianne Williamson, no, she's not a fascist. Right? She has never been calling for the silencing of school books or the altering of education for children or any of this monster shit that Ron DeSantis does. No. She just treats people like fucking garbage. She lies to them, she manipulates them, and she's just a bad person. You know, it's the difference between Ron DeSantis and Marianne Williamson, really, not aside from their politics, is the fact that Marianne Williamson has been able to hide this so much better. That she's a fucking piece of human garbage. But I digress.
I have spoken to over a dozen former staff members and volunteers who corroborate these statements.
Not just the
beyond
7.
Even the signatories, and have reviewed hard evidence of the allegations. The letter, whose signatories have been granted anonymity due to their fear of legal backlash from strict Williamson NDAs and other threats of legal action,
so
follows.
You know, it's like she knew it was coming, man, and she had them sign NDAs so they wouldn't out her. It's like she almost knew that she wasn't going to be able to stop herself from fucking being a cunt that she is.
Immense, beyond even the signatories, and have reviewed hard evidence of the allegations. I have spoken to over a dozen former staff members and volunteers who corroborate these statements, beyond even the signatories, and have reviewed hard evidence of the allegations. The letter, whose signatories have been granted anonymity due to their fear of legal backlash from strict Williamson NDAs and other threats of legal action, follows. The letter, whose signatories have been granted anonymity due to their fear of legal backlash from strict Williamson NDAs and other threats of legal action, follows. To our fellow Americans, we are a collective of former staff.
Okay, understand. This is the letter that 7 of her former employees all signed to. Okay, that's what you're hearing now. You're hearing their words, the people that worked for Marianne Williamson.
Staff, both resigned and terminated, of
Cheers.
the 2024
No law regarding
Marianne
cannabis.
Williamson.
I'm going to pause this for just a second.
Signatories have been granted anonymity.
I'm sorry.
I
just want to say cheers to Arafat Nakba, Eric Sierra, the only 2 people right now that I can see in the chat, and Dabs for Days, and everybody that might be watching on the Rumble. I'm sorry we had a late start on the Rumble today. That was my fault, guys. I apologize to the 5 of you. And I want to say to the 5 of you that are in my Rumble, feel free to chat me up.
What you smoking?
I mention everybody on chat who I can see. When I do a dab or I smoke a bong, I look at the chat, and every name that I can see on screen, I shout out. So if you stay active in the chat, or you tell me cheers or whatever, I'll shout you out. So, you know, thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much. Cheers, and let's keep reading here.
We are a collective of former staff, both resigned and terminated, of the 2024 Marianne Williamson for President campaign. We are all longtime dedicated supporters of the progressive movement. Our combined professional experience includes work on over 100 political campaigns, as well as ballot initiatives and activist work. Each of us joined this campaign in good faith and with the best of intentions, many setting aside or leaving other valuable work, each making a personal investment towards seeing the first progressive president in our lifetime and the first woman president in the history of the United States. We were all genuinely enthusiastic about Williamson's campaign when we started, and we believed it had the potential to change the direction of the country for the better. We are a collective of former staff, both resigned and terminated, of the 2024 Mariannes Williamson for President campaign. We are all longtime dedicated supporters of the progressive movement.
Arafat Nakba.
Our combined professional
Hey.
experience includes
I just realized this paragraph has been copied. So it's reading the same thing over again. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a typo. She accidentally, I'm assuming, there you go. I'm sorry, I skipped. There were two paragraphs there that are the exact same paragraph. See this? It says, "We are a collective of former staff, both resigned and terminated." Look at this. We are a collective of former staff, both resigned and terminated. See that? And this paragraph starts over again. So it was a typo, and she's a one-man printing press, right? She doesn't have an editor, and it's always good. This is why a team is good, to have a second set of eyes on your work, because you're just, you read your first paragraph in whatever it is you wrote, and you just skip over or whatever because you think you already know what's there, So she could use an editor, man. She could use some help. But at the same time, I commend her for doing this. This is what happens when you have to do work all by yourself. Something will come out like this, and you accidentally copied and pasted a paragraph twice at the beginning of the article.
includes work on over 100 political campaigns, as well as ballot initiatives and activist work. Each of us joined this camp.
Here, I'm sorry, it keeps
we
moving
come
on
forward
me.
with heavy hearts because we were deceived, intentionally or unintentionally, and we know others are still being deceived by the continuance of Mariannes Williamson's presidential campaign. Our goal in making this statement is to be transparent and bring awareness to the fact that the campaign has been repeatedly sabotaged by the candidate herself. As a candidate, Williamson has consistently prevented staff from completing the work necessary to run a campaign or win an election, disregarding their experience and expertise. Despite having a staff full of competent professionals, she continually micromanages the campaign, disallowing any growth or forward momentum for the campaign as a whole. Williamson assigns tasks to staff that directly conflict with the advice of the experts she hired. When staff complete the work as directed, their work is frequently picked apart and criticized by Williamson, to the point that she backtracks on her own decisions and gaslights staff into believing the mix-up was their own doing.
So she's a control freak to the point that she has to have control over everything, even when she's making bad decisions. And then she realizes that she's such a control freak that she made these bad decisions. And then she backtracks and changes what she said, right? Because she's jumping the gun on everything. She's a horrible fucking leader, is what they're saying. This woman is a horrible leader. She's all over the place. She's fucking scatterbrained. From one moment to the next, she's completely changing her feelings and her emotions, and she is completely the exact reason why somebody who believes in quantum mysticism should never be in any leadership position, let alone someone who believes that Jesus Christ died on the cross for their sins. None of these people should be leading anybody. They're all psychotic. They're all psychotic. It's okay if you're Christian and you believe Jesus Christ died for your sins. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying, hey, don't fucking run for president of the United States, okay? That's all. That's all I'm saying. And if you've indoctrinated your kids to believe that same lie, don't try to encourage them to be a leader either, okay? Until you're ready to give them the truth of what you know to be true, not something you read out of a book of fucking lies. Sit the fuck down, parents. Sit the fuck down. My play button's no longer working, and I'm sad. Dude, my computer fucking froze up on me. What is going on? It's not the computer, it's just this. Yeah, look, now I get a thing. This page isn't responding. Dude, I knew it before the computer did! I knew the page wasn't responding before the computer knew. That's how fucking good I am. That's how smart I am. I'm smarter than Windows 11. Oh, I better be smarter than Windows 11. I at least know how to fucking turn sound up and down and remember fucking sound settings. I'm way better than a fucking software program. Jeez, a poorly written one at that. How many audience members are here, man? I'll just refresh the page, but...
Arafat Nakba. I got buffering wheels at the same time too, dude.
Really? Am I dropping frames? Am I dropping some frames here, man? Drop frame 0. Dude, this page won't even reload. I can't even close the page. I can't even close the page. I close it.
Joel Froggy. I'm here.
Hey, Joel. What's up, buddy? Anybody else want to say they're here? Dude, that part is fucking scary.
Joel Froggy. Not much.
Courage News. Subscribe. O'Day, we come forward with heavy hearts because we were deceived, intentionally or unintentionally, and we know others are still being deceived by the continuance of Marianne Williamson's presidential campaign. Our goal in making this statement is to be transparent and bring awareness to the fact that the campaign has been repeatedly sabotaged by the candidate herself. As a candidate, Williamson has consistently prevented staff from completing the work necessary to run a campaign or win an election, disregarding their experience and expertise. Despite having a staff full of competent professionals, she continually micromanages the campaign, disallowing any growth or forward momentum for the campaign as a whole. Williamson assigns tasks to staff that directly conflict with the advice of the experts she hired. When staff complete the work as directed, their work is frequently picked apart and criticized by Williamson, to the point that she backtracks on her own decisions and gaslights staff into believing the mix-up was their own doing. Her interactions with staff go beyond that of a tough boss, as she has claimed in her defense. Her behavior is frequently intimidating, demeaning, and demoralizing. All of us have worked demanding jobs with tough bosses. This was not the same. Working for her did not feel tough.
Josh G.
Hey, Josh.
It felt emotionally abusive and hopeless.
Marianne Williamson.
There is a difference
Running
between
for
working
president
for
of
a
the United
demanding
States
boss and
against
feeling
Biden.
like you're walking on eggshells in every meeting.
She's a fucking cunt.
Additionally, Williamson is very impressionable and susceptible to flattery. She regularly adopts the opinions of the friend or fan she last spoke
Who does that
with
remind you
and
of
gives
as far
direction.
as presidents go?
Very impressionable and
Who does that remind you of as far as presidents go? Who do you know that's a president that is very impressionable and susceptible to flattery? What president does that sound like to you?
Arafat Nakba. Aid.
Let me ask the audience a question here. Which presidential
Josh G.
Trump?
Trump.
Arafat,
Nakba.
you're an idiot.
Bush.
I love you, but you're an idiot. Of course you wouldn't look at Trump. Of course you wouldn't look at Trump. And of course that's exactly who I'm speaking of, but you wouldn't say Trump. Oh, Arafat, you wouldn't say Trump, would you?
Arafat Nakba.
Trump.
Oh,
Trump. Oh, that's the one who's fucking susceptible to flattery. Yeah, when did anybody ever flatter George Bush, and what did they flatter him about? Explain where your thought process even was just then. Oh, I'll tell you where. Your first thing in your mind was defend Trump, defend Trump, defend Trump. Because he's a dictator and you fucking jack off to dictators. Oh, okay. Well, you just learned something about yourself, bro. There you go.
Susceptible to flattery. She regularly adopts the opinions of the friend or fan she last spoke with and gives direction to staff based on their comments.
Sounds just like Trump.
At times, when this directly contradicts the advice of the experts on her staff, she reacts by saying, I am the candidate or I have run for office, and you haven't, disregarding that some on staff have also run for office. As such, we believe that her unpredictable nature and erratic behavior, which contribute to the constant turnover of campaign staff, is not conducive to leading a presidential administration or a nation.
Exactly. It's like Trump's
We were wrong
administration.
to believe she is
Turnover.
the leader our country needs at this critical time, even if the campaign were in a position to win. Additionally,
Which it's
Williamson
not.
is very impressionable and susceptible to flattery.
Wait.
She regularly adopts the opinions of the friend or fan she last spoke with and gives
Dude.
direction to staff.
I
Why-
think the God trip. Arafat Nakba. Methodist. Arafat Nakba. No, I hate Trump. He killed Uncle Steve, bro.
Who's Uncle Steve? This is repeating itself again. She regularly adopts the opinions of the friend or fan she last spoke with. This is so weird, man.
Arafat Nakba. If Uncle Steve didn't go to that rally in New Hampshire back in 2020, he would still be alive.
We were wrong to believe she is the leader our country needs at this critical time. It's susceptible to flattery. It says it again. Dude, this is the third. Dude, am I losing my mind here? This is it. This paragraph.
Arafat Nakba. Steve loved Trump. He was brilliant, but that was the flaw that killed him.
Dude, why is this paragraph printed 3 times in a row, dude? And how is no one complaining about that in the chat below? Okay, let's go from here.
Staff based on their comments. At times, when this directly contradicts the advice of the experts on her
skipped
staff,
ahead.
she reacts by saying, I am the candidate or I have run for office, and you
I've
haven't,
run for office and
disregarding that
you
some on
haven't.
staff have also run for
What a
office.
bitch.
As such,
She's
we
the
believe
expert.
that her unpredictable nature and erratic behavior, which contribute to the constant turnover of campaign staff, is not conducive to leading a presidential administration or a nation. We were wrong to believe she is the leader our country needs at this critical time, even if the campaign were in a position to win. Additionally, Williamson is very impressionable and susceptible to flattery. She regularly adopts the opinions of the friend.
Dude,
Has some flattery for her.
It's
Face.
copying it again. It's like the 4th time. It's the 5th time. Williamson is very impressionable and susceptible to flattery. Dude, that is so weird. Why when I click on it does shit move? What kind of weird website is this? You guys notice that when I click on it, the fucking shit moves around?
Johnny's military service. Hey dude, man, bro.
Hey, Johnny's.
Friend spoke with and gives direction.
Dude,
Spoke with and
dude,
over. The campaign is not in a position to win.
I don't know.
First, there is no plan for obtaining ballot access or securing delegates. Second, in addition to the documented high turnover in the role of campaign manager, Williamson fails to fill other key roles such as political director, data
This
director,
paragraph is
comms
printed
director,
4 times in a
etc.
row right there. Right
This
there.
leaves staff to step
Additionally,
in and fill the gaps, which we have proudly done as a team. Third, efforts to resolve these issues were met with pushback, attacks, and in some cases, termination. For example, when staff tried to raise the alarm regarding ballot access and offer a solution, those who spoke up were accused of ambushing Williamson and subsequently fired. In the days that followed, every remaining staffer was directed to focus exclusively on
that
events
paragraph
and
is printed
social media
8 times
by
in a
both
row.
Williamson and new campaign manager Carlos Cardona. These are just a few examples of the campaign's general dysfunction.
It's Josh G.
Based on our observations and our interactions with her, Marianne Williamson has demonstrated no intention of becoming president. no strategy to win this election, and no ability to effectively lead this country or follow through on her progressive platform.
LOL, what the is going on?
For all of the reasons shared above, and more, we are forced to conclude that this campaign is an experiment in deception and that we, as staff, played a role in that. We cannot, in good conscience, allow it to continue without it being challenged publicly.
Arafat Nakba.
We also want to express our support for all of the exceptional people still working with the campaign as staff or volunteers.
This hawk is on my banana
It is not
tree.
our intention to make their jobs harder than they already are.
Hawk is on my banana
These
tree.
are incredibly talented individuals who have our ongoing and unwavering respect, gratitude, and support. Early in the campaign, there was an effort to unionize, and we hope for their health and safety that the remaining staff are able to pursue that. Finally, we hope this experience does not dissuade our younger colleagues from continuing to fight for their progressive values and the future they deserve.
I hate that word Aya and the dead don't talk.
We have deeply considered the ramifications and retaliation we may be subjected to for speaking out. We are all operating with integrity, knowing that our careers and reputations are on the line, to ensure that people are not further deceived by a mismanaged presidential campaign with no path to victory. We joined this campaign because we believed in Williamson's potential to deliver the better future promised by her progressive platform. However, no amount of time, money, or energy will contribute to this campaign's success. We encourage donors, especially those with recurring donations, to stop and ask yourselves if your hard-earned money would be better spent elsewhere.
I think we
To
know why the
remaining
article is so
volunteers,
long
we
now.
urge you to find credible activist and political work on which to focus your energy and resources.
It's Josh G.
Thank you, sincerely.
When you gotta hit a certain amount of words for an essay.
Right?
It's Josh G.
The Marianne campaign is AF * keen shit show.
Shit show.
Oh shoot, I see it. Beautiful. Looks windy today.
Marianne Williamson, famous since the 1990s from appearances on Oprah and through her books based on A Course in Miracles, a 1976 work believed by its originator, Helen Schuckman, to be a correction to the Bible dictated by Jesus himself, has a decades-long history of controversy with allegations of narcissistic behavior and abuse towards staff.
Arafat Nakba.
The New Age author, nonprofit founder, preacher, and thrice-run politician proclaims she has aimed to help build an enlightened society, something her most devoted followers have been sure she is doing, having given meals and care to men dying from AIDS in the 90s when others wouldn't, and maintaining a pay only if you can, open-door policy for her spiritual lectures. Many today have been turned on by her progressive Bernie Sanders-style political policies, feeling frustration at a Democratic Party they think isn't doing enough for them.
Yeah, that bear that crossed the road looked both ways. I know humans not that smart.
Bro.
I think it's been
Arafat. No, it hasn't been domesticated. It was raised in a neighborhood, and it knows to look for traffic. Bro, I saw it do that too, and it did it twice. Looked across the road, made sure no cars were coming, man. It was amazing. I've seen a buck, do that exact same thing at a roadway. It stopped, it looked both ways, and then it crossed the road. So I've seen these animals do that. They are smarter than a lot of humans. I see people at the supermarket that walk right out in front of you, they won't look. Yeah, bears and deer are smarter than humans. Cheers.
But the glamour is falling off, and some think it should have long ago. A 1991 Vanity Fair article quoted internal sources saying that Marianne wants it to all be Marianne's. She is comfortable only when she controls everything, and that she wants to be powerful, recognized, and fawned over. A frustration for some, including in 2023, has been her insistence on injecting her brand of spirituality into everything she does, including praying with staff for things like a boosted social media presence on Twitter, X, and TikTok.
Arafat Nakba.
Today's complaints go well beyond her spirituality and being difficult to work with. The Marianne campaign is a fucking shit show, one former insider puts it.
Cheers.
Attempts to keep the current campaign on track are allegedly met with responses from Williamson like the following. I've been a public figure for 40 years.
I don't need people to tell me
how to be a public figure. Her campaign is not a campaign. Williamson's 2024 campaign has faced added controversy after its former national field director, Jeremy Elwood, took to Facebook to accuse the operation of being a glorified book tour, saying her campaign is not a campaign. It is a book tour. I was fired, along with anyone who mentioned ballot access and field plan. Her focus is only on events and social media. She literally called ballot access mythical stuff. Do not support her.
Wow.
This is not the first time someone closely working with Williamson has made a similar claim. A 1992 Entertainment Weekly article cited an insider accusing Williamson of using her AIDS organizations to sell her book and increase her own fame. Beyond Elwood's post, multiple 2024 campaign insiders Courage News spoke with agree that Marianne Williamson feels a need to raise her profile and be in the spotlight
it's like an ice bath after a workout set.
The grift is the audience. Now that the days of lauded Oprah appearances are long gone and she self-reports that her financial success has waned. She's just using this to be relevant, to gain more followers who are going to purchase more of her books.
You hear this?
Her audio tapes, her live streams, and her in-person lectures, says another source.
Damn.
Politics is a tool for her to speak to people who aren't just spiritual or religious, asserts another former staffer. Former staffers also say they are concerned by the crossover between the campaign and Williamson's business affairs, responsible for her tours, lectures, and book sales. Multiple staffers from Marianne Williamson's book tour and business end are in top campaign roles. There are people working on Williamson's campaign that are invested in both sides, not wanting to piss her off, says a former 2024 campaign staffer. Williamson, a prolific author, had planned to release her latest book, The Mystic Jesus, The Mind of Love, in September 2023, but following public pressure, she released an announcement on July 21st that she was postponing the book for a second time, stating, "It might confuse the market." The book, now slated for spring 2024, examines the role of Jesus in teaching love and transcending fear, something that made former campaign staffers focused on progressive policy uncomfortable. Multiple former staffers report to Courage News that there has been a crossover of personal book promotion and theologizing to staff, with Williamson directing 2024 campaign staffers who'd like copies of her spiritual books to contact her assistant to have them purchased and shipped to them, allegedly using campaign funds.
So
Most voters
her
haven't read your book and won't read your books, and I think that's an important...
Dude, did you guys catch that? Oh my god! People send her money because they believe in her politics and they want her to be a voice for what they believe in. As I did. I was like, get her on the... I've said this on the live show. Get her on the debate stage. She'll talk about Medicare for all. She'll talk about ending student loan debt. She'll talk about, you know... I don't know if she's about talking about ending foreign wars. I don't know.
Arafat Nakba. She's part of the Christ conspiracy, ha ha ha.
Right? But then, to find out that someone like me would send her money, and then she would take that money, and instead of promoting her campaign, which is what I sent the money for, so she could get her voice out there, she gives the money to a staffer to buy one of her books to boost her own book sales with my money, with the money that I would have sent her for a fucking campaign donation. It's like Donald Trump taking that money that you're sending him to promote his campaign and using it on his fucking legal, for his legal fucking woes on his lawyers, which is exactly what he's doing. And the thing about that with Trump is people want to defend him with their money. They're like, oh, is he using my money for his lawyers? Good. Here, let me send more money so he can afford another fucking legal goddamn assistant. You know? Because that's how Trump supporters are. So most of us are about things that we support, right?
Important thing to consider if you're literally running for president, one former staffer says in frustration.
Arafat Nakba.
Another emphasized, "You're holding events where like 30 people show up. That is not a plan. That is not a field plan."
Yes, private
It's a
agendas.
goddamn Tupperware party.
Frustrating multiple sources
not a-
was
it's
a
not
lack
a
of
goddamn
training
rally.
and resources put toward things they saw as necessary for a win. The campaign did not have time to give us field training,
She's
but
not
they
going
did
to
have
do.
time
She's
to
not
train
going
us
to do
how
a
to
rally because she's taking that money and she's buying her own books from Amazon.
To make TikToks, one
fucking
former campaign
psychotic.
volunteer said.
It's psychotic.
Multiple former staffers believe they were fired or pushed out for trying to redirect focus to things like volunteer field events, canvassing, phone banking, and ballot access. She does not have plans. Williamson herself has publicly rejected the need for plans in campaigning and presidency. In 2020's presidential primaries, Williamson frowned upon candidates for having all these plans. Recently, Williamson appeared on Hassan Piker's show, and when he asked about her plans to mobilize younger voters, she replied, "Well, I have not made an effort to mobilize young voters. I don't have any strategy like that."
Arafat Nakba.
Former staffers have also been concerned about Williamson's lack of in-depth knowledge about her own policies, which she did not personally write the finer points of. She's never wanted to have a spontaneous conversation about healthcare or climate change, says a former team member.
Climate change is another thing I would
Another
have wanted her to
confirms
speak on.
she does not have plans.
When I write my book, I'm not printing it in English. Ha.
Some inside sources have additionally expressed unease over Williamson's inconsistent support for the LGBTQ community. Former staffers report they wanted to participate more fully during Pride Month, but it was not made a priority. Multiple told Courage News they were alarmed when the candidate said they were no longer allowed to ask for pronouns during meetings because it makes older people uncomfortable.
It's
At
not-
least 30 million
Dude,
2024
let's
staffers
talk
are
about
gone.
pronouns, man. It doesn't. I'm older, okay. It doesn't make me uncomfortable, you know. It's just unnecessary, and it shouldn't be a thing. That's all. That's not me being uncomfortable, Marianne. That's you doing something that's unnecessary and dumb. You know, we all grew up without having to ask each other pronouns. You know, and then if we found out that we were calling someone something that they didn't wish to be called and they corrected us, then we corrected our own speech for them in real time. We didn't need some kind of a fucking a pre-warning, you know, of what to say to somebody so we wouldn't make a mistake and say the wrong word to the wrong person. That's you, Marianne. That's you being overly sensitive. Okay, that's not me. And that's the entire movement actually signing on to something that ends up working against them, turning people against them. Man, I look at people's profiles sometimes on Twitter, and every once in a while I'll see pronouns: he, him, she, her. I'm like, oh, really? I'm so glad you told me that. Because there was no way I would have been able to figure what to call you, fucking,
Arafat Nakba.
you know,
One of them
Steven,
helped me. That's my
or,
conundrum.
you know, Jacqueline. I don't know what to call you, Robert. I don't know. Good thing it says he, him next to Robert so I could figure it all out. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Gone. Former Marianne Williamson campaign staff are also dismayed at the extreme turnover in their ranks, both from firings and resignations. As of the last FEC report, Williamson's wayward 2024 campaign has lost at least 30 staffers. This has reportedly led to internal confusion due to having multiple campaign managers and contrasting directives, including by Williamson. Williamson once referred to herself on an internal staff call reviewed by Courage News as the interim campaign manager and didn't feel the need to look outside the campaign for a new manager at the time, after having lost multiple. 2024's turbulence mirrors Williamson's past leadership of organizations, including her LA-based AIDS charity in the 90s, which experienced high turnover and multiple fired executive directors. Her tenure as leader of Renaissance Unity Interfaith Spiritual Fellowship in Michigan faced similar controversy, with an attorney local to the church saying at the time, "The church is in deficit, and she's laid off 3/4 of the staff." Multiple former 2024 campaign staffers who previously worked on campaigns, as well as other professional work, say they have never seen anything like this, with some calling Williamson's behavior Trump-like. One noted, "Marianne had a way of making us feel worthless." According to several former staffers, Williamson has a long-standing pattern of disregarding professional expertise, taking over the roles of professionals herself,
Right.
forgetting that she assigned tasks, and then chastising staff for doing those tasks, which evidence reviewed by Courage News
She's in
corroborates.
quantum mysticism.
In a request for comment,
She's
the
way
Marianne
ahead of
2024
everybody.
press office sent Courage News a letter from Digital Communications Advisor C.K. Sanders addressed to volunteers, calling it an exclusive for this outlet.
She has crystals.
Sanders defended Williamson's leadership and slammed the professional capabilities of former staffers, attributing the high turnover to erring in hiring.
She vibrates at a higher
Former
vibration.
staffers dispute this characterization, with one stating they felt like they were building the car while we were driving it. Several noted the campaign was an amateur operation. "This is not how presidential campaigns are run," one said. "Marianne is a traumatic person to work for.
Arafat Nakba.
If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going
Magic
to want to
rocks.
vote for her
Yes, but
because
they're
she's a
shiny.
terrible fucking person," says a source
She's a
familiar
terrible
with
fucking
Williamson's
person.
conduct.
Magic rocks.
Dude.
Person to work for. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. She's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with. Because she's a terrible fucking person. Because she's a terrible fucking person. Because she's a terrible fucking person.
I
says-
love this thing.
Because she's a terrible fucking person.
That makes me so happy right there. That makes me so happy. So that's a quote. And, you know, someone who portrays herself to be
LOL.
such a lovely sweetheart. America's sweet. She really does. You ever seen her? You guys ever seen Marianne Williamson in an interview?
Arafat Nakba. Ha ha ha.
She's a real sweetie. Oh, she's quite charming. She's quite charming. I think you would be impressed by, after hearing all of this, I think you guys would be like, whoa, bro. If you're not familiar with Marianne Williamson, is there anybody in here right now who is not familiar with her mannerisms and the way she,
It's Josh G.
have you ever not seen
I
her in a
remember
debate
us
or
watching her when Rome chimed in.
on Oprah? She, yeah. They had a, listen, he was very rude. They were rude with her, what they did. At the same time, after hearing all this about her and knowing this about her, which they probably had a little bit more inside information on what she was about than I do. Yeah, it seems about right, the way they treated her.
Person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct.
I love how many times it repeats that.
If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct. If this shit gets out in public, people aren't going to want to vote for her because she's a terrible fucking person, says a source familiar with Williamson's conduct.
Dude, what
It's
the
Josh G.
fuck?
According to several former staffers, Williamson's campaign is marked by a do not dissent atmosphere and erratic and volatile conduct. If you told her something she didn't like, your days were numbered. One revealed.
CourageNews.substack.
Sources suggest Williamson
.com.
has a pattern of undermining, belittling,
It's fucked
and chewing
up.
out staff
I
while
wonder if she
micromanaging
realizes
all
it's
campaign
like
elements.
So funny here.
So I should tweet at her, right? Dude, let's tweet at her and tell her it's at Janet Kirsch's. For additional options, write me. She doesn't have a Twitter.
Arafat
It's
Nakba.
kind of creepy, but
Yeah, sure, cheers.
I have to email her. Jen at CourageNews.com. Dude, that's gotta be typos. She doesn't even realize it's there. You know? Hold on one second. I'm gonna go to a black screen just so I can do something really quick. I'm right here, guys. I'm right here. I'm right here with you. We're just hanging out together. Everything's okay. We got a black screen. We got this black screen up. I'm typing an email. Jen
Arafat Nakba.
at
Is she another Lisa Haven?
CourageNews.com. Okay, everybody, I'm right here. Everybody, just so you know, your article at blah 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 has some paragraphs and statements repeated over 15 times. And let me get the link. Copy your article at insert that. Nays Garden, I'm signing it. How do I send this? Okay. Your article at exclusive has some paragraphs and statements repeated over 15 times. Okay. There you go. It's fucking weird, right? That's weird, isn't it? Don't you guys think that was weird? Do you guys think that was weird? Is she another Lisa Haven? No, I don't know who Lisa Haven is. So I guess I can't answer that.
Arafat Nakba. Yes.
Ex-employees say, and evidence reviewed by this outlet corroborates, it was not uncommon for staff to be texted and called at all hours of the day or night, often to deal with things like a single unfavorable tweet from a low-followed account on Twitter, and that they were working 7 days a week with no real breaks. The hard work appears not to be enough. Once she decides she doesn't like you, you're out, said a former staffer. Multiple sources confirm that Williamson responds particularly well to fans and volunteers who shower her with praise, sometimes giving them her personal phone number or email address and trying to find roles for them on the campaign.
And remember,
this positive feeling of what
She's an American in crisis without Trump.
guys, remember this? When this thing stopped working, remember when the whole screen froze up and I had to reload the page? So those repeats, those are, I'm almost positive,
Ruthless, she might be good in bed.
those are on that page. It wasn't like some kind of a glitch or something. I'm thinking that's there, you know.
welcome is confirmed by multiple current Williamson campaign volunteers who tell this outlet they do not believe in negative reporting about the candidate. This starkly contrasts with how staff are treated, former staff say, leaving them feeling like they're walking on eggshells.
Everybody's a fucking whistleblower now. Jimmy Dore's like, Hunter Biden was shielded from investigators, whistleblower says. Dude, it's not a whistleblower unless what they're saying is true, bro. It's verified information, and what they're talking about is inappropriate behavior at work is usually what a whistleblower is. Somebody's breaking the law at their job. That's what a whistleblower is. They're telling the truth. It's not just someone who heard something isn't a whistleblower. Jimmy Dore, you fucking unprofessional fucking comedian of a goddamn journalist. It's the perfect fucking cut down for Jimmy Dore. You fucking comedian, you're a comedian of a journalist. And he would be like, he'd have to agree with me. He'd be like, I am. I literally admit that on every show. Yeah, you comedian of a journalist. Stop pretending.
She wants to be surrounded by
Just
fans.
go write another bit. Okay? Go write another bit and stop trying to act like you're some kind of a journalist with your misinformation, Jimmy. My blood pressure's down, guys. Should I check it for you right now and show you? Wouldn't that be fun? You guys want to see my lowered blood pressure? Minimal side effects. I've got a dry cough. I've developed a dry cough, actually.
The freaking Oracle.
I've developed a dry cough, exactly.
Arafat Nakba. Dory the boar, the leprechaun that got away.
Fans, not staffers, says a source.
Arafat Nakba. Yeah.
Eyewitnesses and those personally impacted
Freaking
reveal her screaming at
Freaking Oracle! What's up, freaking Oracle? I still got covfefe. I got covfefe. Bow flow, bow flow. Check this out, freaking Oracle. Name one reason why I'm smarter than an operating system like Windows 11. Boom. I can remember my fucking volume settings
when the Bitcoin hitting
from one day to the next. Dude, are we dropping? 29, 1150. Harmony, guys. Look at harmony. My God, remember I told you I had to get to 1155? We're at 1150. Bam! On harmony. What, son? What? Everybody just... Bowflow. But we're going to call this one crypto. Remember, this is getting sunsetted. They're sunsetting this. It's going to be setting like the sunset. You guys, look, I got to drag stuff down. That's good. Bowflow.
Yeah, the Oracle predicted on your show the big drop to $16,000 high HAHA.
What? What? Oracle didn't say we're dropping down to 16,000? No.
The freaking Oracle.
He's here right now.
Ha ha ha, cause you never do a hard reset.
Because you never need a hard reset? You never... No, dude. This thing doesn't... The computer doesn't, like, reset normally. It's weird. Bro, I'm really confused right now. Because it says stale data. Latest updated 14 hours ago. And these prices are all moving. So this...
Arafat Nakba. I lost my 2 and put 1 back yesterday.
I wonder... Oh, it says update. New update for Crypto Watch. No, I don't want to update. You know why? I'm going to ignore the updates. They're sunsetting it. That means they're probably going to pull the fucking server down. So it's probably just going to shut off anyway, but I'm not updating. Fuck that shit. This is claiming stale data, but it looks like it's tracking. Dude, there's Bitcoin at 20. Let's just get a second opinion here. Here, I'll just pull up CoinMarketCap.
Yes, I said some speculate 16K lowest.
I probably already... No, you didn't. Don't do it. Don't say it. What? Yes, I said... Oh, some speculate. No, see, he's not predicting it. He's saying so. You're not predicting that, right? You just said some people speculate it. You don't believe that shit.
Ask for the name Crypto Watch.
You don't believe that shit, do you? Freaking Oracle? You don't believe that shit, do you, bro? Dude, I'm going to check the price of Bitcoin right now. Yeah, this looks about right. According to this, yep, 29,000, boom. Blah, 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 blah. So, we're up to date. Whatever's good, regardless of what these orange bars say.
I gotta crash the market somehow, ha ha ha, sorry bro.
Crypto, I was going to ask for the name Crypto Watch. Crypto Watch. But it's awesome, right? But they're ending it, bro.
Arafat Nakba. Holding.
This was bought out by Kraken or someone, and they're gonna fucking it. They're sunsetting it. This fan feels so great. I know it sounds like a goddamn... It sounds like somebody's outside with a goddamn weed eater or a backpack blower, but that's my fan. And it feels really good. It's a lot quieter than the other one. And I can just direct it right where I want it. Oh my god, it's perfect. It's perfect. I want to get more of these fans.
How will we monitor the buy volume?
How will we monitor the buy volume? Dude, volume is tracked right on this screen every day. We watch the volume very closely. You see those the white lines right here? That's your 24-hour volume markers. Keep your eye on that. Look at all the volume on Ethereum. And Harmony, man. Harmony, 1152, guys. Harmony's at 1152, man. At 1.77% positive. So Harmony's looking great right now, man. And I'm close to profit on my latest Harmony purchase, which is what this is all about, is buying it and having it go up in value. And making a profit off of it.
Arafat Nakba. Yeah, and when the app goes away, what then? I'm still gonna get it for now. Arafat Nakba. How long will it take Harmony to get to 2 cents?
Bro, it could happen right now. Can you imagine that? Harmony could make some big announcement. Dude, what the fuck just happened? Did you guys see that? Holy shit. Wait, did it go down? Yes, it went down.
It's Josh G. Uh-oh.
This one went up. Yes.
It's Josh G. Weird.
This one went up. This one, we don't know. This one went down. This one went down. So easy to track on this with this software like this to see what's going on. Uh-oh, there we go. Oh my goodness gracious. So, here, let's keep going with this article. This is some crazy shit about Marianne Williamson, huh? This will make you look at Dr. Cornell West again, won't it?
With Cash App HAHA, ha.
At staff and creating a hostile environment. Work days would go from let's have good energy to we're just fucking chewing people out, says a source who confirms that the candidate's public image is vastly different from her private persona. These reports align with those made by 2020 campaign staffers, two-term New Hampshire Representative Paul Hodes and former Iowa State Director Roger Becker, the latter of which called out the belittling, abusive, dehumanizing, and unacceptable way she treated staff. Marianne is literally a traumatic person to work for, says one former staffer.
Arafat Nakba.
High work demands have led to physical and mental health impacts on 2024 staff, which every former staffer Courage News spoke with confirmed, sometimes through tears. Some report that the abuse got to the point where their families became concerned, hearing her yell at them on the phone. As hard as you're working, you need to work 10 times harder, was the ethos.
He knows her. Does little Willie know her?
Micromanagement gets in the way of Williamson's stated goals, something that's been said of her in news reports for decades. A former 2024 staffer reveals she micromanages to a detrimental level while not understanding the necessities of a campaign, and with all the micromanaging, you're not getting anywhere, you're just burning people to the ground. Another follows. To be president, you have to allow people to work within their expertise, and she refuses to let people do that. Matthew Remski, a host of the Conspirituality podcast and who is intimately familiar with Williamson's ideology, A Course in Miracles, is not surprised by this, believing you cannot separate the candidate from what she has preached for decades, saying that based on the Course's methods, it's not surprising that there's a very low tolerance for conflict or disagreement in the real world. Keeping Williamson happy at all costs was a common refrain among sources Courage News spoke to, with one saying, Marianne's perception of if we're doing our jobs depends on how much she feels like she's running for president, says one former staffer, saying she cares most about positive news, affirmations, and how she appears on social media.
Affirmation.
Multiple sources and internal staff and volunteer calls reviewed by Courage News show that Williamson leans on the line that misogyny is all to blame when those who've worked with her call out how they've been treated. Former staffers strongly disagree with this characterization, highlighting that her behavior transcends gender issues, is abusive, and abuses the term itself.
Johnny's military service.
Fear inside the campaign, literally fucking scared of Marianne.
Gee, politicians are not like their public personas? What a harsh revelation.
Some by Williamson's side are allegedly too scared to stop working for her due to potential personal fallout and for economic reasons, including those involved in both the political and business side of her operations, according to several sources. Multiple former staffers and those familiar brought this up unprompted, with one noting, Marianne is more abusive to someone who works for her than anyone else. This person has not responded to a request for comment.
Mr. Blue 313 Setstven.
One former staffer emphasizes, several of us are concerned about her treatment of, name redacted, from what we've seen it's like this person is literally fucking scared of Marianne.
Morning, folks.
A source believes some who stick by Williamson bow down to her as though she is some religious figure and take her abuse, because they are literally worshipping her. Others, they think, feel stuck and worried about what will happen to them if they leave or go against her. Marianne's invite-only social media attack squad, please keep this between us. She thought she was going to win the campaign by being a TikTok star, says a former staffer. A scan of social media will show many positive things people have to say about Marianne Williamson, which may partially be because the campaign has a secret official social media attack squad for volunteers.
Arafat Nakba.
Courage News has acquired a document revealing an invite-only Marianne 2024 debunkers team, which evidence shows Williamson requested to have, calling it an army. The document's stated mission is to counteract lies and negativity about Williamson online. Also noted in the document is to please keep this between us. Current campaign manager Carlos Cardona asked volunteers on a July 11th call to protect the Queen on social media.
Joe Biden's been a goof
Morning.
his whole fucking career. He's always been a goof. He's been caught lying so many times.
Yeah.
He's so full of shit. There's so much evidence that he's corrupt. Just undeniable evidence of corruption. And the stuff with him and his son, and then the guy who just testified that was business partners with Hunter,
Yeah.
who talked about all the different things that Joe was involved with.
Evan Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking undeniable. And the fact that mainstream news is ignoring this, except for right-wing media, it's fucking crazy.
I totally agree, dude. There's things about Rogan that I fucking can't stand. This misinformation is just, it's undeniable. At the same time, when that fucking goofball is making sense, I'm glad, because there's people out there that subscribe to every fucking word that man says, and when he's making sense, they have to subscribe to that shit too. And anybody that's a fucking blue no matter who fucking cunt job that watches Rogan right now is gonna have to go like,
It's Josh.
he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking
He says is
about.
gospel, lol.
He doesn't know what the fuck. They're not gonna be like, he doesn't know what they fucking, everything he says is to them is, the word of their God. Dude, what just happened with the goddamn market? I'm looking at
Patrick
that. I'm
John
looking at
Welder.
that 24 hour.
About as corrupt and fake as Lizzo, who fat shames her own employees. 2023 is wild.
Dude, this
Arafat Nakba.
article.
They are nuts.
This article goes on. But you know what? You guys, it's worth listening to. Oh my god, I was just going through some of it. Yeah, it's
The
worth.
debunking team scours
It's
social
worth to
media
keep listening.
platforms for anything negative about Marianne Williamson so they can respond en masse. We were told early on that our focus would be social media, one former volunteer admits. Another adds, she really only cares about her social media presence and her social image. Another former volunteer attests, volunteers were doing her dirty work on social media. Multiple sources report that there are incentives to defend the candidate online, including the chance to win a 15-minute call with her directly if you protect her well enough, something one former volunteer found to be particularly narcissistic. This, combined with the candidate's forced prayers with staffers for a boosted social media presence, raised alarm bells for several sources. Former Mariannes 2024 campaign manager Peter Dow, staff concerns should always be taken with the utmost seriousness. While sources believe Williamson means well in her head, the candidate also faces criticism for not providing health care for her campaign team and not implementing unionization. Multiple sources confirm former Mariannes 2024 campaign manager Peter Dow tried to rectify these issues before leaving the campaign due to family health concerns, which the campaign initially mischaracterized as them going in a more progressive direction.
Arafat Nakba.
Dow, who has worked as a top advisor on multiple political campaigns, tells me, I've made a commitment in the 2024 election to work on expanding options for voters beyond the failing two-party system. My work with Marianne was part of that mission. In the month I was campaign manager, I restructured her team, cut costs, and positioned the campaign for long-term viability. I respect the team members I worked with who put their hearts into the campaign. And I believe staff concerns should always be taken with the utmost seriousness. I hope a progressive platform like Marianne's remains available to voters.
Magic cheers.
Continuing the abuse, smearing staff when they leave.
Arafat Nakba.
Since leaving, I have realized I should also have been afraid of how the campaign would talk about me to the media, one former staffer said.
She should be committed.
Williamson has claimed that former staffers who complain about how her campaign is being run don't know what they're talking about. She has insinuated that those departing with anything negative to say had sinister intentions, were in step with the DNC, or were inept, a similar tactic she used against staff who spoke out from her 2020 campaign. Allegations of former staff and volunteers being DNC plants is not just personally hurtful, it's professionally harmful, a former staffer says. Former campaign volunteers Courage News spoke with have expressed distrust and unease over how Williamson has handled staff departures. The people who are close to her within the campaign tell volunteers and supporters these people are bad. These people are evil. Former volunteers also report they have been ostracized from online progressive groups by current volunteers after no longer supporting Williamson. The campaign really just wants to blacklist former volunteers, supporters, and staff who speak out, one alleges. Another source asserts urgently in relation to the smears, Mariannes is siphoning off funds, time, and energy from people who would describe themselves as left-wing, with no real intention of becoming President of the United States. Marianne Williamson's legal threats and fear of the press. Marianne Williamson has long had an up-and-down relationship with the press. A 1992 People magazine story reported demands that staff not speak to reporters, with Williamson exploding. "You're fucking with my livelihood. I'm famous, I don't need this, damn it." Marianne Williamson.
Oh my God.
In a June 2023 staff call for her 2024 campaign reviewed by Courage News, Williamson warned the team against press leaks, saying, "It would certainly be my hope that none of you were talking to the press, hopefully you're not leaking." Williamson reportedly does not like staff calls being recorded.
It's Josh G.
The candidate recently publicly posted a contradictory message on Twitter, X, implying she welcomes the press talking to staff, saying, "My staff is fine. Wonderful. Fun to work with. Ask reporters to talk to them sometime." This has proven difficult given the Williamson NDAs and legal threats, leaving some former and current staff tight-lipped. Cult-like and narcissistic behavior, it feels like a literal cult.
Wow.
Several sources allege cult-like and narcissistic behavior from the once acclaimed New Age spiritual leader. One former volunteer put it bluntly, "It feels like a literal cult."
Why does this not surprise me? Because Marianne Williamson reminds me like so many of the people that I was living around for years in Northern California. People who were literally parts of cults that believed in this spirituality bullshit. They all had their own spin on it. And it was all about, this energy. Sounds just like her, man. They're psychos.
Cult. Multiple former staff sources are concerned that political campaign events are sometimes held in churches and that they have been required to pray based on Williamson's ideology. Multiple confirm that you're out if you dare say a word against the leader. Cult expert and author of Cults Inside Out, Rick Allen Ross, notes there are levels to cult-like behavior, but has concerns that charismatic personalities like Williamson's create systems where questioning the leader's authority results in punishment and ostracization. He further emphasizes that the godlike image constructed by the leader can exploit people
that just sounds like a block party weekend to me. Okay.
Act against their own self-interest and leaves the leader free from accountability. The leader hurts people, and it costs them if they leave, Ross says. He noted several red flags about Williamson
leader?
From our conversation.
Arafat Nakba.
"I think the key to her behavior really can't be separated from the ideology of the book she's dedicated her life to teaching, A Course in Miracles," says Matthew Remski of the Conspirituality podcast, who himself was involved in what he considers to have been a cult based on the book's teachings. He, too, saw cause for concern, saying, among other things,
Which one leader?
"There's just a pervasive superiority complex that dresses itself up in love, compassion, and forgiveness. It's a profoundly narcissistic spirituality."
Arafat
Spirituality.
Nakba.
A narcissistic spirituality that seems to have found a home on the Williamson campaign.
Matria.
Former staffers don't want you to vote for Marianne Williamson. This is so weird for me because I
Don't
love
vote
and
for
adore
her.
this woman,
I don't blame them.
said one source who believes Williamson should not become president. Another said, I don't want this fucking shit show of a campaign to damage the progressive movement. She needs to stop. Stop getting paid. People need to stop wasting money on her, expresses another former staffer. Her campaign is a fraud. She's defrauding everyone who donates to her, yet another adds. In multiple now deleted tweets, Williamson herself has doubted her suitability for public office, saying, I wouldn't be a good mayor, or a good governor either for that matter. Those are managerial positions, and it's not my forte. I wouldn't be a good mayor. Marianne Williamson. A former staffer asserts she does care about people as a concept, but she would not have any idea of how to do the job of
As
president.
little objects.
Another points to her explosive and unpredictable temper as a reason not to vote for the candidate. I do not trust Marianne has the ability to lead a nation. I do not want her with the nuclear codes.
Damn.
They added, I don't want to tell anybody to read your books. I want to erase every moment I ever talked about you online. As for Williamson, she has said the best piece of advice she's ever received is to get over yourself. Yeah. It's not about you. Marianne Williamson's campaign has not responded to a request for additional comment. Reporters notes. Multiple corporate outlets greenlit this piece and then killed it, with one citing the reason as being because I would not allow screenshots and identifying stories to be published, though I have that in abundance. I would not have written this piece if I did not. I took this stand to protect sources who are living in fear of legal threat from Marianne Williamson and her campaign. Multiple people spoke to me through tears due to what they've been through, and I will never not protect my sources and those who are bravely speaking out. My reporting process included speaking to over a dozen people for many, many hours, former staffers from multiple years of campaigns, former volunteers, current volunteers, people still affiliated. It also included gathering a lot of corroborative evidence in the form of audio, screenshots, and more. I also combed extensively through Williamson's history, and the reporting through decades reveals consistent issues and allegations. I have previously interviewed Williamson about Medicare for All in Washington, D.C.
Medicare for all.
My own reporting history and political leanings are fully findable online. I note this because I am aware this reporting will make people who support Williamson angry, but my intentions remain to report for the people, always.
An independent, maybe.
I am fully independent and can't report without you.
I'm good.
My investigative stories take resources, tools, and time, and
That's funny.
yes,
That's
money.
not independent. She goes, I'm fully
I
independent.
also love doing in-field
She meant it
interviews
differently, though.
and in-depth reported stories for
Still
you,
funny as
like
hell.
this one, highlighting things that matter.
Bro,
If you value
there's been too many little coincidences like this on this show today that I'm going to have to make little clips of and make one highlight reel.
my work and effort,
Trendy
please
Nate
sign up for
nailing
this
it.
newsletter, free or paid. If it is at all financially feasible for you, please join as a paid sustaining member so I can keep going.
Jeff Lund.
Because I have integrity, this story got killed in a major national outlet after an agreed-upon fee, so I have not earned from it but a minor kill fee, despite weeks and untold hours of work.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'm glad you did a deep dive on Mariannes Williamson. I didn't know much about her until this show.
I didn't know any of this.
Support my
Either,
efforts
so-
to afford the basics of living by subscribing
We
to this
learned
Substack
together on
as a
this
paid
show.
supporter. Courage News is completely reader-supported and a one-woman show. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. Subscribe.
Subscribe. So, that's
Arafat Nakba.
pretty cool.
Bro, Uncle Steve bugged on us too because I roasted Trump.
Really? I'm sorry about your Uncle Steve, bro.
It's Josh G. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Arafat Nakba. Do you know my birth name that I hate?
Yes, I do. No, I don't. you guys. I hope you enjoyed this show today. And I will see you again. All right.
Arafat Nakba. Okay, I'm glad I don't have to type it. I was gonna tell you now. Thank you, bro.
Those of you that are watching on Rumble, thank you. Appreciate that. Sorry it took me a while to get that Rumble going. I wonder how hot it is outside. I went outside today.
Sup?
I went outside today, and my best friend's sister, this guy I grew up with, his sister, who is very, very nice. I've known her my whole adult life. She was outside walking, and I had the dog, you know. Hey, Billy. And we were standing there talking for maybe 2 minutes, and I said to her, I gotta go inside. I couldn't handle it. It was too freaking hot. We were standing right in the middle of the sun. There was no shade anywhere around.
Arafat Nakba. Bonza tree must grow. Cheers, Billy. Bonsai house. I sent the neighbor a message. He told me to hide my trash bins. So I pinched him. Sure showed that motherfucker. Hashtag gang sign.
Uh-huh.
Jeff Lund.
Uh-huh.
Hashtag NLRC. Hashtag keep it open.
Hashtag I still got Kafefi. Hashtag check your coffee. Hashtag pull up that crypto screen. Let's see what's going on that crypto market. Why can't I click on it?
Hoot and hell. Coffee checked in good.
Very,
Arafat
very
Nakba.
good and nice.
Hashtag keep it open. Hashtag NLRC.
We are going to be pulling up Harmony 1. It looks like Harmony 1 dropped, so that's not cool, man. But Matic went up. Cardano went down. We can see overall that these guys didn't move at all, for the most part.
Arafat Nakba. Florida heat is vicious with its humidity level so high at times.
Tell me about it. I know the stuff in which you say. I know the stuff in which you say. I know that stuff. That stuff. Why are these just lines? There's no candle, it's just wick. Oh, I think I just figured something out, man. I think I just figured something out, man. I think I just figured something out.
Bonsai house. The humidity is highest in Florida oceans. 100% all day every day. It's ridiculous.
I think I just figured something out, man. Butterfly.
It's Josh G. Hashtag keep it open.
Dude, Harmony's at 11:49. I need it over 11:55 if I'm gonna prosper. I need it over 1155 if I'm gonna prosper. That's good if I'm gonna prosper. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Am I gonna do the check of the email one more
Couldn't help.
time? Am I gonna check
LOL.
the email? Tether Gold airdrop. Psh, nobody's even doing Tether Gold. No, nobody's even doing Tether Gold. Delete this. Nobody's even doing Tether Gold airdrops anymore, palsy. You best delete that shit. You better delete it. You
Jake Fisher.
better delete it, palsy.
5390336 Nays Garden Curious Bee. Restream.io.
Curious bees.
Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Gee, this fan is good. I think I need to go bigger though. I need to get bigger for this 9-inch fan. I need like a 15 to a 20-inch fan for the desk out there on the goddamn bench. It was either that or I bought that air conditioner for the Jeep and just used that on the bench.
Bonsai House. Sundays on TikTok is hilarious. Hillbillies holding church in their basements. I'm healed in the name of goddamn Santa Jesus God.
I'm healed.
Arafat Nakba. Did you buy the AC and the blocks for the Feezer?
Yes, I did.
Arafat Nakba. I like the blue color best.
God, dude, that bear's so awesome. They don't have fucking tails, I guess. Bears don't have... This bear, I don't see a tail, man. You'd think you have like a little bear tail. He probably got bit off in a fight. Right? Bears are supposed to have tails, right?
Arafat Nakba. Mercule's got a pet bear like you, cheers.
That thing's got such big fucking feet, dude. Look at it. Boom, boom, boom. It's crazy looking. It's on my main YouTube channel. It says the bear brought his girlfriend in my yard. That's the name of the video. I got another video of these bucks from this morning. All right, so Bowflow. I'm looking at fans. 16-inch fan. That's like this one, but it's an 18-inch.
Arafat Nakba. There used to be a ton of woods in my backyard. Now I got an industrial park with American flags everywhere.
I'd like to have 2 of them bad boys on both sides of the fucking garage.
Dave Fishing. I still got 12 acres behind me they keep trying to build up.
That's a 20-inch Pro Series, baby. High velocity. High velocity.
Bonsai house. At least they're not Chinese flags, yet.
I know, right? Industrial, baby.
Arafat Nakba. They tried to put a dog track parking lot first.
What the hell is an orbital? What's an orbital fan? The rotor of the fan blade oscillates a full 360 degrees, allowing for maximum coverage in your space. Oh, that's crazy. It does that inside the fucking cage. That's fucking crazy. It's like the thing doesn't move, but the fan moves. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't need that shit. Orbital. Hellfire. I want 2 of them bad boys. No, I don't want the protection.
Bonsai house. Saw a neighbor walk a EY hound past my house. Think I'll release some rabbits. To be nice.
To be nice. You praise your order. You praise your order. Order up and praise. Yeah, it's gonna be one cool motherfucker, dude. I'm telling you, I'm getting ready for this heat, guys. It's not gonna get any better. So fans and shit like that, air conditioners and things, I figure the prices are going to go up on this shit because there's going to be more demand. So I'm trying to get all the shit I need when I feel hot. I'm trying to get all the shit I need right now.
That was real thin.
Harmony just fucking shot up, guys. 11:51. Look at this. Look how I got to bring that down. So did Matic. Cardano went down. Ethereum shot up. Bitcoin went down. Way down. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin.
Arafat Nakba. It's cold as hell in Connecticut. THA.
It's down to 28. Bitcoin's down to 28,996. 997. 996. 997. 99. 998. 00.
Arafat Nakba. Yeah, I got
997.99. Dude, look at this Bitcoin price. It's freaking crazy. What's up with that? 997.
Arafat Nakba. I sold that guitar and I'm looking for a low buy-in.
Oh, who won the fucking Jake Paul fight?
Arafat Nakba. That fool didn't accept it for 3 days, whoa. Bonsai House. Jake.
No shit!
Bonsai House. TKO.
No
Hoot and
shit!
Jake.
No
Hoot and hell.
shit!
By decision.
Fuck. Not cool, man. Not cool, man. Whatever. That must have been a fucking fight, huh? How long did it go? 30 seconds.
Bonsai House. Diaz didn't try. He choked him for trying to lock up. Bout it. Hoot in hell. 30 minutes.
Oh, it fucking went for a while, huh? Oh, shit. I totally forgot about that.
Bonsai House. It was definitely another stupid payoff. Too obvious.
Really? Dude. Fucking shoulder. I don't know what's going on. Dude, that Mariannes Williamson shit was crazy.
Bonsai House. Diaz trolled hell out of him Muhammad Ali style. Then just let Jake wail on him.
Huh. Maybe he got hurt early on, you know, and couldn't fight back. That's what I'm betting. They're about the same size. Fucking Diaz has a hell of a reach. But they were... Dude, this was a UFC fight, right? This was a full-on mixed martial arts, right? It wasn't a boxing match?
Hoot in hell. I mean, Diaz cuts easy and Paul couldn't cut him. Diaz got hit in the temple once and was dropped. Other than that, it was a weak fight from both. Diaz stated he'd likely lose in a boxing match.
Oh.
Mr. Blue 313 Setstfin. Diaz is not a boxer. Bonsai House. Every time Jake
It was a
hit
boxing
him,
match.
he pretended to stag. Then shook his head no and said keep going. But had his balance up to the end. No, Jake is twice the weight. No, it was a boxing exhibition. Mr. Blue 313 Setstfin. It was a boxing match.
I gotcha. Huh. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hoot and howl. Paul said he'd knock him out early and was walking backwards in the 8 to 10 rounds. Not exactly winning. Mr. Blue 313 said Stfin. Paul said he would take 10 mil for a MMA match. Patrick John Welder. Jake won, but Diaz was laughing at him the whole time. Hoot and howl. I bet Paul would he's gonna walk back into a choke.
Billy, I think that bear got his tail ripped off in a fight. He's missing a tail. Don't male bears have tails? Well, I guess he's got a tiny... Yeah, he's got a tiny tail. He's got a tiny little... He's got a tiny little tail, I think.
Patrick John Welder. Jake Paul will read getting into the octagon with Nate or anyone in the UFC.
One thing's for sure, it'll make... That made fucking... made Diaz a better boxer, bro. And next time he's in the UFC fighting and he has to do stand-up, he'll be much better at it. I gotta fix my water fountain. The sun's down. It's good. I got some things I want to do outside. 2-hour show. Hope you guys had fun. Love y'all. I'll see you later. Turn on your notifications. Follow me across all of the channels everywhere, guys. Especially the main
Bonsai
channel on
House.
YouTube. Don't forget that.
Bears don't have tails really. Like Rottweilers do. Short vestigial tails. About 6 inches.
Okay. That's you could see he's got like a 6-inch tail.
Mad love and respect, bro.
I'll see you guys later, but
Hoot and howl. Thanks, Nick.
just remember I'm at Nay's Garden on
Mr. Blue 313 says
YouTube.
Hashtag Ostweek.
And please go to YouTube and make sure that you're subscribed to all 6 of the channels that I'm broadcasting to. So just go into the search, type in Nay's Garden in the search, and you'll see all the channels come up. And just go to each Nay's Garden channel and subscribe, turn on notifications on each one of those. And then go follow me across everywhere else, man. Go download Twitter and Threads and all that shit and get into it. Get involved. Get into it. I'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Peace. What's going on with the market? We'll check one more time. Oh, it's dropped. But not Harmony, man. Look at Harmony. 1151. Look at Harmony. Just badass, guys. I told you. I told you guys. Harmony, man. I told you that's what's up. I know it's a little bit risky and shady and all that shit. But I'm telling you. Harmony's what's up, man. When you see this, when you see everything drop, but Harmony is at 1151. Well, 1150 now. Full disclosure, 1149. Okay, now it's catching up. Okay. 1150. Okay, come on. Harmony's gonna really impress you guys. And it's gonna make me a lot of money, and I hope it makes y'all a lot of money too. All right, I'll see you guys later.